Did you adjust your top film joint and all that?
No.
Okay, that's good. So it's in the stock position that Mike's always been in?
I believe so. I ain't no wrench master. I just kind of wing it.
Oh, so you got this one figured out, did you?
Yeah, I mean, it took me a while to figure it out, but it went together, so.
What did you do wrong? Were you trying to put it in backwards or something? Like that instead of like that or something?
Yeah, it took me a while, but I kind of just put it together and it seemed like it all lined up. So I just kind of went with it. But yeah, after riding for a couple months, I was told that it was out of alignment. It was wearing my tires wrong, and however it was like kind of tracking differently.
I bet.
So.
Who told you that?
I had to get the service done at Harley, so that was where they told me that.
Oh, what did they do?
I have no idea. they just did. I think it was my 10,000 mile service when I had that done. So.
Oh, okay. No worries.
But yeah, regardless, I guess they got it squared away. But I mean, now with this new design, it's fucking phenomenal.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. That has like saved my fucking cases.
Oh, big time.
Over and over again. Every time I'd come down from doing a wheelie or whatever, I'd always be having to check my pulse as soon as I come to a stop because I'd be afraid that I just fucking broke my case. But
yeah, so many guys break the case.
Yeah, I see horror stories all the time.
When I repair a case, I weld up the cases, but I'll use this. This is the stock load
like a jig.
Yeah, and I'll put the bolts in here. I'll show you pictures of where I've welded it up, and built the whole mount out of weld, and then having this underneath, then it's flat and it's lined up.
Right, yeah.
Brent's going to go out front here and smash on it and bang this thing up, and we're going to bang on it about at least 10 times and see if it has any effect on this aluminum mount.
Sounds good to me.
Which I highly doubt it will. I think it'll be fine.
All right.
You know, with all my experience. Because the motor is going to cover all this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what you're talking about trying to bend that amount right there, it's like, that's pretty hard.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough.
I mean, the design in itself is pretty damn flawless. It really supports the shit out of that motor or out of the case right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've bottomed this thing out so many damn times doing wheelies and shit that,
Right.
you know, I'll always kind of freak out and actually have to go look down at my cases even with the mount on, just out of habit. But it's been solid. More?
That's good.
Nice. Yeah, it's a little hot.
So I got the new 06 and up Dyna front engine mount. It's all aluminum, weighs 1.5 pounds compared to the old one, which weighs 8.5 pounds. We're going to test the fuck out of it. This is fully adjustable, see this? So the engine can move from left to right, and we have alignment holes. If you line up the front bolts with these slots right here on the front of it, that's where your alignment should be. But then I've also got these badass locks that go underneath that are serrated like this. See that? So when you put this on and you bolt it down, it's going to lock it into place. It will never shift. So the big difference between this one and the last one we're building is two things. One is the weight. Number two is the ability to have adjusting your drive line wherever you want it. So this is the mount right here. You notice that this has a chamfered edge right here, right? And on the front is two lines. These two lines are going to tell you where your bolt should line up from the engine, right in the middle there. And this chamfer right here goes up against the motor, this way. That's why we put a chamfer there to orientate the part. So it's going to go in here like this. Okay, so we're using longer bolts because it has to go through the mount and this piece, the locker. And so we have to remove the oil filter to be able to get up in there. Just cleaning it because I've got oil on everything. Just want it to be clean in there where the surface is made up. Alright, so we're going to put this mount in. Now we've got everything cleaned up, oil filter out of the way. This chamfer goes against the engine like that. Right, see that? Then we're going to put this through here. Alright. We're going to take the other one. Put that one through. Now one thing I will tell you, to make so we get this really tight, the old bolts, the original bolts from Harley are a coarse thread. I wanted to go ahead and make sure that we can really tighten this shit down. We went with a fine thread. And then we went with the flange nut on the head of the bolt, as well as the flange nut on the nut itself. So that was extra special cool. So the other thing we did is this is a flange nut but with a nylock on it. See the plastic inside the nut? So that's going to lock the fucking nut, stop it from coming loose. Okay, so now we got this thing just in here loose, right? See how it's adjustable? I can go all the way over here or all the way over there. You see that? See how much adjustment I got on this motherfucker? You can't align your bike with this, dude. Stop. As I said, we've got these marks on the front of the mount that put it right in the center of these bolts. And that's where the alignment should be perfect. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and run these bolts up a little bit. See those lines lined up in the middle of the bolt?
Yep. That's actually really helpful.
So if I went over one more click, that's it right there, right?
Alright. How was it different from before? As far as just difficulty installing it?
Yeah.
Well, me being the fucking mechanic mastermind that I am, it was a pain in the ass. I couldn't, at first I wasn't really sure which way it went, and it was basically just trying to play like Tetris to get it to, fit in there properly. And I kind of just winged it, so I tightened everything up, and from my unexperienced eye, it looked good. And yeah, so I ran it, and it seemed like it was riding a little off, but I didn't worry about it. And about 6 months later, when I got the service done on it, I was told that the motor, I didn't realign the motor correctly. So I ended up wearing my tires, had to get new tires front and rear, and it was just kind of a pain in the ass for me personally. But yeah, after seeing Kevin here install it, that's a million times easier. And plus the little notches to tell you exactly where you want it to be lined up. Yeah, that's a huge help. That's a very big difference from the old style. I'm pretty happy with that.
Right there, the lines are lined up with the center of the bolt. And then we're also going to engrave it right here where it says front. So if the guy, all we're going to say is, hey, install it with where you can read it. If it's installed and you can read front, it's on right. And the lines are marked up with the bolts, you got it.
That's perfect.
Right?
Very user friendly.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
For a ways.
That's good.
Right there?
Yeah. Now I'm going to anodize these like gold, red, black.
Gold would look good on my bike. That would be sick. That'd be badass.
But I could not imagine this motherfucker bending between the edge of that engine case and I mean, fuck. Yeah. I put a piece of this in the press yesterday and it was 9 tons before it started to bend.
Holy fuck. Yeah, I think we'll be all right. Okay, I'm good on this side. And it's a lot easier with 2 people.
Here's the Allen. When you're installing these bolts, always make sure that the holes are lined up, because you cross-thread that son of a bitch, it's going to fuck your frame up. You don't want to do that. And also make sure the threads in the frame are cleaned out. Run a tap in them, make sure they're good to go. None of this half-ass shit. Get in a hurry. We gotta do wheelies. Fix your shit right, then go do wheelies. Check the oil level, dude. It was holding this, that's all it was doing. And that can just stay there. That back wheel is dead nuts to that rear fender. That means that drive line's aligned.
Thanks, Tony. You can turn it all back.
Alright.
That's perfect, yeah.
Good job, dude.
Fuck yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I think it looks perfect.
Looks good?
Yeah. I mean, you look like you're coming down pretty solid. Nothing too crazy, but...
I wasn't trying to smack the fuck out of it really hard, but I was trying to bottom it out.
Yeah. But yeah, that thing looks perfect in there. Alright, so check this out. We came up with our engine mounts about 3 years ago. We've been making them out of steel. They weighed about 8.5 pounds. I finally decided that the fact that some of the frames vary just slightly, that some of the alignments weren't quite perfect. So I went ahead and designed an engine mount that was fully adjustable, so you could set the alignment of the drivetrain exactly correct. And that's what we just did here. It's fully adjustable aluminum engine mount, which is much lighter, as well as being fully adjustable. Hey, it makes shit 10 times better. This is the shit right here. Brent just wheelied the fuck out of this thing, and we got no distortion. The engine mount's looking really good. Brent's going to beat the crap out of this thing some more on his way to Dago. He's going to give me a call and tell me that everything's badass, and so this is the new shit.
I've been running the original mount for about 1.5 years, and it's been outstanding to me. It's probably one of the best purchases I've made for my bike since I got it. But after riding with this 2nd generation mount, it's night and day difference. It really is. The stability, it vibrates less, and it's all around a huge improvement over the first one. I'm more than happy with it.
Badassness.
What were the big differences on the install that you saw between yours and this one?
The big differences on the install, well, for me personally, it was just a pain in the ass for the first one because I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I mean, the best way I could describe it was like playing Tetris. I was just, trying to figure out how to make it all fit properly, and I wasn't sure if it was going on the right way or what the deal with it was. But that was just me kind of winging it and not really looking for any kind of instructions or direction. But yeah, with this one, I think it's going to be a lot easier just because there's actually markers to tell you exactly where your motor's going to be aligned, which is a problem I had when I did it myself the first time. So that's a huge step, and I think it's actually just gonna be a lot more simplistic putting it on.
You think guys will like this better than the original?
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I like it already, and I've only had it on for like what 10 minutes. So
how does it feel? I mean, do you want to just blast it down the street here, like take it up to 80 or 90? See what you think?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Perfect, man.
More better?
Straight as an arrow. Way fucking nicer than the one I had on before, man.
I don't want to shoot myself in the foot.
No, it's nice, man. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
That thing fucking, I took it up to about 100 right there and it was just perfect.
Yeah?
No wobble or nothing, man.
Pretty tits, huh?
Oh yeah. Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Well, I'm happy with it. I'm real happy with it.
I am more than happy with it.
I'm stoked, actually.